Okay, we are loaded up here. Couple chairs, a tent, a camp bag. Got the bows, the arrows, a little cooler. Got this man right here. Y'all recognize that fella?
Been a while.
Yeah.
Hats off to you.
But I'm making sure everything's locked up and we're heading off to the Central Zone shoot. And we are gonna camp tonight. Shoot tomorrow and just have a good old-fashioned good time.
Really looking forward to it.
And we're gonna burn that bow I broke yesterday too tonight. We all. Well, we just pulled up and here's the warm-up range right here. Got a turkey, a bag, a block, a bear, a block, a beaver, another block. They got the old steel pig set up over here. Man, this is a poke right here. This is 30 yards right here. It won't never make it that far, I guarantee. Y'all watch what I tell you. So here's where you got to qualify from, I guess. But there's the steel pig. That is a hole about the size of my fist there. I know the shadow's in the way, but that's small. But we're about to get camp set up and see where Seth wants us to camp at. There comes his son Britt right there. What are you doing, boy? Videoing you? Where are we camping at?
Wherever y'all want.
Right out here?
Yes, sir.
That's y'all's range right there, or is that a novelty shoot?
That's ours.
Y'all got a trash pan out there?
Yes, sir. I'm not sure if the trash can's still
What are
there.
you doing there, cowboy?
Well, you say hello to the people.
Hey,
What's your name?
Britt Holling.
Yep, good friend of mine right there.
Good friend of yours. This is my buddy right here.
Yep. Absolutely.
How you doing, Mr. Britt?
I'm good. How about you?
Man, that's a big old cowboy hat. That's one of them 10-gallon hats.
Yeah, you shoot your stick bow with that thing on?
No, sir.
I don't think you could.
I can't hit a baseball with one.
I want to show the people your trash panda out here. This is where they shoot out here. They got this series of targets out here, and there's a coon coming out of a trash can there. That's what we call a trash panda. Stand right there to practice out of. It's a pretty cool place, but we're gonna get this tent going. That's what we got going on over here. What you fellas doing over here? Scratching around?
Hunting up the air. Trying to make it like a hog been over there. Laying down some hog sign.
Y'all introduce yourself.
Bob Bell from Madison, Georgia.
Madison, Georgia. Bob.
I'm Will Cox from Madison, Georgia. Carter, come here. Tell me your name.
I'm Carter and I'm from Madison, Georgia.
How old are you?
6.
6 years old.
Trent Dollar from Greensboro, Georgia.
That's cool. See, got all these people down here that live right next to me. We got some new buddies. That's why y'all need to get out here and come to some of this stuff. We pretty much neighbors and don't even know each other.
Thank you, Will. Right down 83.
But we'll be getting together. We'll swap numbers and stuff for all this is up and get together for sure.
Absolutely.
Y'all like the hog hunting?
Sure.
All right, well, we'll do some hog hunting, some camping, everything. That's what you get when you join something like this, is just good people.
Yeah, that was good. Round bear, grizzly bear. Big bad bear.
Who's his brother-in-law that comes to all the T.B.G. hunts? You know him.
Y'all know
Mark
that
Lane.
fella.
Mark Lane.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
This is Mr. Warren.
the youngest guy here.
First TBG
I'm sure.
event I ever come to, didn't know nobody, and me and Mr. Warren shot together.
One a Warren and a Warren.
Yep, my middle name's Warren, and that's what, 3 years ago?
Yep.
If he travels like that.
Yeah, this will be
Talks or
Well,
whatever.
I guess 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is the third.
third year right here. That's right. Yep,
He's doing us quite the favor, really.
and
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
if y'all don't know this man right here, y'all are missing out.
That's right.
Cause buddy, he's the life of the campfire.
Yes, sir.
My friend Charlie Petrie.
That's a good man, right?
My friend James Wood,
Yes, sir.
a hog hunter.
Y'all gonna hear Charlie singing tonight, and then
I
right
don't
here,
know, man.
I'm ready.
How y'all
doing out there? Good to see you.
that's old Evan York right there.
Yes, sir.
Now he'll get to picking that guitar and singing too now.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
That's Evan York. This is Evan Williams.
Right here we got Mr. David Grogan,
How's
another good
everybody doing?
friend of mine. Yep.
Yeah.
David's been a big part of TBG several years.
Well, I've enjoyed it. I met
Volunteered a lot of
the
his
finest people in the world through the TBG, and right here's some of them.
Amen.
James, got to meet James because of it. Evan, Charlie, Alan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, meet some of the finest people.
I wouldn't have known anybody
Big Al.
around
Big
this
Al.
campfire if I hadn't joined TBG, and there's some of my best friends right now.
And how cold's it gonna be tonight? 29.
29.
Sleeping in
yeah.
tents.
Hey,
Y'all already met this fella. He's wearing a cowboy hat earlier.
That's my buddy Britt.
Where that one night
Yeah.
at Horse Creek. It was down in the lower teens. It had snow the day
Come on
before.
here, Britt.
We hunted down
But
there.
we're gonna put
I
this
miss the
camera
big
down
guy.
and hang out a little bit. We'll break y'all back in tonight when the singing gets to go.
that's it. That'd be good.
But I might stay for 3.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm shooting right now. And Will kind of got me going on that. And, struggled and had a great compound season, but I got out there and kind of finished out the year hunting with it. And I guess that day I hunted right down the road from Will's farm, and the guy lets me hunt behind his house, call him the governor, and I slid back there and always just deer tracking through there. And I'm not gonna lie, I was sitting up in there, and it, like y'all were saying, it was bare, and I was getting blown at, and I was mad. But right before dark, old doe came right in, and probably about 15, 16 yards, and I just punched her, and saw her run probably 75, 100 yards, and then that way, and disappeared. Well, I guess we went and I had to go put the kids to bed and go back and get the deer. And
Have you ever had your heart thump that hard before?
it was awesome. I felt like right when I punched her, I was shooting the little 3-blade BPA.
Yeah.
And
Good broadhead.
and I wrecked her. And,
So where did you hit her?
I mean, just pretty much just right.
Pocket shot?
Yeah.
Pocket
yeah,
shot? Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
And you didn't get to see her fall. So
I
now
didn't
you
get to see her
said
fall, but she fell down a hill. So I like wherever I
She
lost
just
sight of her.
disappeared.
She just.
she disappeared.
She
Okay,
just fell
but
down.
you didn't know if she was down or not.
I felt like she was going to be dead.
Yeah, well,
I
good.
mean, but yeah, it was awesome.
I tell you what, there ain't nothing like watching them go down.
No.
Man.
What did you say, Will?
I think he sent me a picture before he went into the woods that day of 2 arrows in a target and said something like, "I'm feeling good today." They were
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely had to do some
Had
shooting before I
confidence.
went out.
Yeah.
I needed that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
And there's
confidence
nothing
is-
like getting that first one.
key.
Even each season, I'll start out with that air, somewhat of like, can I do it? You know, how's this season gonna go? And you pop that first, and you're like, that's it. I'm good. I can go. I am ready to. I can do this, because that struggle stick, it's the most rewarding, frustrating thing you'll ever do in hunting. And you'll want to wrap it around a tree 1 second, and then the next second it's the greatest thing you've ever picked up. There's nothing hunting, if you want to get down between killing and hunting. I did a lot of killing for me over the years, but I didn't really start hunting till I went back to a stick bow. And if you want to hunt an animal, you want to get down on their level, and you want to figure how much of a killer you really are, pick up a single string.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
But the most rewarding thing you'll ever do with a single string is this right here. This right here.
I agree with you.
This
Yes.
is the absolute best
Yeah.
part of
Yes.
hunting with a single
Yeah.
string is
The
the
people.
people you'll meet.
And who?
Yes.
I think it might have been you, Al, that said, there's some compound hunter somewhere that's cussing because he didn't have his rifle.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're mad. You
Well,
think
very
you
well
get up in
put.
a tree with a stick bow, and you know that doe or that buck that walked by at 30 yards, you could have killed him you could have pinwheeled him with your compound,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's the game we're in,
Yeah.
right?
It's a game of
There's
close.
some guy with a compound sitting there that watched one go by at 60, 80 yards and said, if I'd had my rifle, I'd have killed him.
Yes.
You got to remember the game you're in.
I think that's it. It becomes the game.
And Shane Whitlock said, this game is about getting close, not shooting far.
Yeah.
It
Archery
truly
is a
is.
game of how close, not how far.
Not
It
how
truly is a game of close, and you've got to learn to play by the rules.
Yeah.
But I promise you, you'll be so tempted to break the rules.
far. Oh,
'Cause we all do it, but it's a rule, I've said many times, you think you're proficient out here at say 25 yards on 3D targets. You hitting the 10 or the 8 ring just about every shot.
yeah.
And all this other stuff. So now you go out there to shoot. I'm good after 18, 20 yards, 25 yards, whatever.
The beautiful thing about phones is it don't
That-
move.
The best thing you do is just take that and divide that by 2
Yeah,
when you're hunting.
yeah.
And so if you're good at 20, that'll be good at 10. Realistically, you're about good at 10 when it comes to deer. 15 at the most. But But we all do it. I want to tell y'all about my first trad kill. It was in 1976 in Jasper County, right down the road there on 212 from where he lives. And tree stand I'd built, ladder up, the whole 9 yards. And I'd just about given up. It was about 10:30, 10:45, something like that. Just about ready to quit and for the morning. And I looked, and here comes a little buck up from the bottom. He's walking up. But the problem was I couldn't get a shot from here until he got past the point where he was getting further away. When he was the closest, I couldn't get the shot. But he's just walking along, just like he's on a mission. And he gets out there, and I'm shooting an old Ben Pearson 50-pound recurve bow. And it was probably bear razor heads at that time. And I pulled back, and he was angling a quartering away, and I shot. And I didn't know it until after the fact. I knew he was far away, but he was actually 34 yards away. Anyway, and I pulled back, and I let the arrow go, and that buck was quartering away. He heard it, he dropped, and he turned and was headed directly the same direction the arrow was going, and it hit him and stuck him in the spine, and down he went. And it was a shallow ravine right there where he went down in, and he was trying to get up. Man, I was so pumped. I grabbed another arrow on the string, and he was trying to get away, you know, dragging his hindquarters. And I could just see his top of his shoulder and his neck, but I was going to shoot at something, you know. And my first arrow, and I shot, and I hit a tree about 15 yards from me. I dead centered that tree, way high up. And I never did recover that arrow. And then I ended up, I had a couple, 2 or 3 more arrows. I forgot how many I had in my quiver, but anyway, I shot all of them at him, and he was moving, and I never hit him. And I smoked cigarettes back then. And my car was about 250, 300 yards up a hill where I had some extra arrows. Well, I come down out of that tree stand as quiet as I could, and I sneak out and get up to an old road bed, and I ran all the way up to my car to get those arrows. And by the time I got up there, I was coughing, gagging, couldn't get my breath and everything, got my arrows, you know. And anyway, I go back down there, get back down there. Now he's further down this ravine, and I walk up there, and he just stopped, and he was just like, his head was up, and he wasn't moving. And I got up there, and I got far from here to warn from him, put an arrow through his chest, and he expired. Now then, you would never believe that deer almost got away. After that. Matter of fact, after I even field dressed it, the deer disappeared. Out of the back of a truck that belonged to Robbie Brown, we put it in there, and he left the tailgate down.
Oh, no.
And we were excited we was going to go over to this cooler, and back then you had to have tags for them. And so we pulled into that cooler, and I get the guy, I knew him real well, and run the cooler place. And I guess he could tell by when we come in there, he saw us drove up, and he says, "Al," he says, "did you get you one?" And I sure did. Boy, I was so proud of that little 5-point buck. Holy moly. I said, "Let me show it to you." And he comes over to the truck to look, and we looked in the back of the truck, and he wasn't there.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, "Ronnie, the deer's gone." There's nothing but old gravel out there, parking lot. We jumped in that old Dodge truck, and he took off, and it was like Duke's Hazard or something, man. We were slinging gravel. He gets out there, and we'll go about a mile down the road, and we look and see another truck stopped on the side of the road. And so and they heard us coming because he was laying it out. And got there, and these guys, 2 guys were there, and they were pulling the deer out of the road. They said, "Did you lose your deer?" And I had tagged it around the antlers, you know. And I said, "Yeah, we sure did." And he said, "Yeah, we're just getting it out of the road for you." And I said, "Well, I sure appreciate it." got my deer back, so now we'll go back to the cooler, and I'm ready to check it in. And the guy there at the cooler says, "Where's the tag?" Well, I said,
Oh, no.
"Where'd the tag go?" Well, we thought maybe it blowed off like an idiot. I didn't think at that moment that those rascals, they done jerked the tag off of it. Let's get rid of it.
Roadkill.
Yeah. And so, anyway, so I'm probably the only hunter that you've ever heard of that almost lost his deer after he gutted it. I just really laid it on my heart to do it. And man, I'll tell you, I just did not want to. I worked a lot of overtime and stuff, and so what few days I got off, like I told you about the 2 weeks vacation and stuff, and my time in the woods was precious. But I went on ahead and I said, okay, I'll do it. That season, and I led that Sunday school, and it was a blessing to me. That season, that was the first year I'd ever killed a buck on opening day on that Saturday. And it was a nice buck. And it wasn't nice to me, a real nice buck. And what happened was, and I was down in Warren County again, and so it would take me 2 hours and 10 minutes to get home. I'd get on I-20 back when there wasn't any traffic, and boogie to boogie right to Marietta. And I'd get up in the morning just like I was going to go hunting, except I'd get in my truck and I'd come home. And when I got home, and plus, on the way home, I was listening to different radio stations, Sunday morning gospel and stuff like that.
And the preacher said, you always got the Lord by your side.
And I would be thinking about, the lesson that we were doing, how I was going to do it and all. And by the time I got home, I'd get home about 8:30. Between 8 and 8:30, I'd get home, and my wife and the girls, they'd all be getting ready to go to church and all, and go to Sunday school. I was fired up. I truly was just getting to listen to the gospel music, thinking about the lesson and all this other stuff. That was the most, I killed 5 deer that year. I had never had a year like that.
With a bow?
No, not all with bow.
Yeah.
Not all. And it was phenomenal. There was no doubt in my mind that, and I did it with less time in the woods. There was no doubt in my mind that God blessed me with that. He was just showing me. He said, "I've told you, just trust me."
Follow the path.
Follow the path, exactly. And that was and I've never forgotten that.
I can't tell y'all how many times I have been on a hunt like that and killed in the first day, and I should have went home and didn't.
Well, yeah. And regretted it.
And didn't see nothing. I killed the first day, and I lay my head down that night and I'd hear that Holy Spirit telling me, you just need, all right, I blessed you, you need to go on home. But I'd tell myself, no, you ain't got much time off work. You need to stay and hunt, And now now I got a whole different outlook on things.
I told
insane.
Al this story last year, my season last year, and James, I text you, after that miss last year when I was sitting across the road.
Yep.
And I sat there and thought about it, this doe, I missed a doe it was sub 6 yards. I'm 8 feet off the ground and shot straight over her. And I was so overconfident going into the stand that day. I was like, oh, this is nothing. It's in my sweet little hidey hole, my favorite stand across the road, and it's just, when they come in, every shot's gonna be sub 8 yards over there in this little stand. And I missed her, and I was so confident when I drew back and let that go. I said, I got this. And I let it rip. And I let it go, and I was like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And it was 2 weeks later, sitting in that same stand, and this nice little split fork horn comes through, and I stopped, and he's passing me by at about 8 yards, and I stopped as he was coming through, and I had to readjust around the tree. And I said, God, just give me my best shot that you can give me. Let me do my best. And I smoked him right through this straight pocket shot, and he ran 30 yards, and I watched him drop. And it hit me right then. It was a lesson of through hunting, of lean not on your own understanding, but trust in my word, and I'll put you down the path. And that's what I had done with that first deer. I leaned on my own understanding and thought I had life figured out and had that deer figured out. And like many things, when I do it my way, I fall short. Even when it seems like it's a gimme, and then the next one comes along and through my faith, there he lay.
I'll tell you this, if you get away from God, I'll tell you what happened, and it happened to me. Y'all don't know me, but I got bit by a rattlesnake on opening day of bow season in 2019. I laid my bow down on 1,100 acres, right on top of a pygmy rattlesnake, to check a trail camera. When I picked my bow up, it hit me on the hand and hit me on the finger, the smallest part of your body. But that poison went from my pinky finger to my shoulder, and they took me to the hospital in Augusta, Georgia by ambulance. And I stayed in ICU for 3 days and got 12 vials of antivenom. And the average person that gets bit by a snake gets 4 vials. And the doctor thought I was going to die. And the next year, almost exactly to the day, a tree stand broke, a lock-on stand, both cables snapped at the same time, and I fell 19 to 20 feet flat on my back. Broke 3 ribs. About pulled my finger off when I caught the stand and got in the grade of the stand, and I wringed my finger. If you know what I talk about, wringing your finger. Went back to the hospital.
Joseph M. Still,
Went,
right there at Doctors.
What's that now?
The Joseph M. Still at the burn center and the wound center.
No, I went to the hospital in Wilkes County that time.
Oh, okay.
And my buddy Jimmy Walls, I'll tell you this, he saw me fall out of that strand. And when I hit the ground, he thought I was either going to be paralyzed or dead. He said, David, he said, it's like in slow motion. But he told a buddy, he didn't tell me this. And he started crying. This was a week later. And he said, I saw something when David was falling I've never seen before. And he said it was like a white image was on the ground by him. And he said, it scared me to death. But what happened to me, I'm going to tell you, I'm a sinner. But boys, I tell you, I got so far away from God in my life that it's like he was on the Mississippi River. He was on the other side, and he was telling me to come here. And I could get to him. I could swim, but I didn't want to come. And I promise you, I believe he got my attention. I promise you, through a snake bite. Then the next, I didn't get any better. So then I fell out of a stand. About killed myself twice. But I'm lucky to be here. And I believe he'll get your attention if you get away from him. Absolutely.
Amen.
He absolutely got my attention.
I got a deer stand fall story, but it don't have any divine stuff in it. But it might give you a chuckle. Climber on a white oak tree, and I had been in and out of there about 6 times. It was a real hot spot. And that morning I had a deer come in, and I missed her. Hit a little vine or something, had a deflection, went under, and I was like, well, I guess my morning's over. Well, I put that stand on the tree. And then I never really checked it anymore. I just got in it, climbed up, got it, and then climbed down. So I was going down. I got all the way down there, and I started. Since I got so fat, I said, well, I'm gonna start wearing my harness all the way up and all the way down. And every time, if I even got part way and had forgotten, I would stop and put it, right? And there's the only divinity I can put into this thing, is that something kept telling me, you need to go all the way. If you off the ground, you need to be tied on, right? So I get down to where I'm just about to step off of the stand, right? And I have let my harness all the way out, because I'm fixing to stand up and step off. And the top let go, and I fell back, and my feet broke the straps that you pick it up with. It was one of them old man Grand Visions.
Yeah.
Those steel stands.
Yep.
I went back, and the back of my legs hit the bottom, and I hit the ground, and the strap come up the back of my neck. It just happened to be lined up, and it hit my head, and boom, like that. And I let go the most horrendous fart. Involuntarily.
Wasn't expecting that.
And I mean,
That's an important part of the story,
I'm
for
telling
sure.
you, it
The smoke gets cleared off of you in the camera.
So anyway, I lay there and I just started taking inventory. Or is anything broke? Well, no. Okay, so I said, well, what happened? I pulled over, and the pin had come out. Right? It wasn't broken. I thought the cable broke. Cable wasn't broke. Apparently, I had knocked that pin loose, and it had just, as I'd been up and down 4 or 5 times, that pin been steady working its way out. And I never did find it. Never did. I looked and looked and looked. But so I just threw it to the side, and I got myself up, and I gathered up my belongings, and I was limping out of the woods, and I thought to myself, well, at least it was just a fart. You know, that would have been insult to injury, you know.
Hey, Charlie, the smoke was covering you the whole time I was filming until you farted.
Well, I'm glad.
And then
I want to share one with you.
Like I said, nothing divine there.
Well, it may have been.
May have been, you're right. I was thinking.
I had joined that club up in Gordon County. And there was 5 of us in the club. Chuck Cooley, he's the one that really owned the property, so he's the head.
Hold on now. What year was this?
Oh golly, I don't. It had to be 18, 19 years ago.
I thought you were going to say 18, 19.
Do what? What I miss?
20 years ago.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's about time they invented the wheel. We rolled on up there.
Well, I've been warned by the other guys that Chuck, he has this area called Death Valley, and that was, you don't go into Death Valley area.
That's his spot.
That's his area. I mean, wasn't just a spot; it was his whole area. And Chuck was a scent fanatic. I mean, he'd get down. He was taking his clothes off before he even got close to the cabin and hanging them up on bushes outside and everything else, because he didn't want to be around cigarette smoke. He didn't want any cabin smell. He didn't want any kind of smell on his clothes. And I mean, he was just fanatic about it, Well, so it was the 2nd season that I was there. And Chuck one morning said, and plus, old Chuck, he's the first one out the door every morning. I mean, he's great guy, but he's first one out. He's going to be in that deer stand an hour before daylight, kind of thing, at least 30 minutes. So anyway, that one morning he says, Al, he says, grab your bow. He says, come on. He said, I got a spot for you down there in Death Valley. You're welcome to hunt. Well, Al has a routine that calls for a constitution. Okay? And if Al don't get it, it's bad news sometimes. So anyway, so I said, well, yeah, sure, I'll go, So now I'm in a rush. I am in a rush. So I don't have time to go to the outhouse. So, and it's a long walk uphill to get over in Death Valley. All right, we're not even halfway there yet. And I am pinching.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm holding on for dear life. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I can't crap in Death Valley, Well,
With the sick guy.
yeah. So anyway, so we're going, and so finally I said, oh my God, I gotta go so fast. And so finally we get to the spot. He said, yeah, there's a draw right here, there's a tree over here. Put your stand on that tree. And I said, all righty. So now I'm watching him. He's walking on down further, and I'm watching this flashlight all going down here. And I couldn't wait for that light to go out of sight. And it did. And now I'm gonna tell you, boys, it was cold that morning. And I've got on bib overalls and insulated overalls and long handles and everything you can think of trying to stay warm.
Behind me over here, see?
And so I went over there, man, I just scratched me a spot out in the leaves, and I got everything down. I didn't think I was gonna make it in time. And whew, I made it just in time. Well, I got through that. I said, I got my paperwork done and everything else. So I get up, and I grab my stuff, and I pull up, and there's something cold touching the cheeks of my butt.
Oh no!
And I said, oh no! I said, gosh dang. Well, so I get back down, and now I said, how am I going to get it out? So I get back here grabbing my slender, and I'm going. Trying to flip it out. And that's about 3 or 4 times, and finally I said, I want to get real hard, and I heard something go clink. I said, clink? Yeah. So now I feel safe to turn my light on, okay? So I turn around and I look, and there's my keys. How my keys got into my underwear, I have no idea. But they were cold when I pulled my keys. I was so proud that it was just my keys. And I was even more proud that they didn't land in the pot. I know you would. I flipped them over it. And I didn't tell nobody that for like 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Finally, one day the subject came up, kind of like Charlie's subject, And I said, guys, I'm gonna tell you. And when I told her, I thought Chuck would be like, he laughed so hard that it was never a problem.
That was the hunt in Death Valley.
Give your invite to hunt in Death Valley.
I never saw anything.
No wonder all that. It wasn't used to all that scent coming in here.
Yeah, it was. This is my 3rd time using it. This time, but I've set up both the other times.
All right, folks, it's 11 o'clock, and me and Al just got in this Kodiak canvas.
Who?
Al and I. And we got the buddy heater going.
And we need it.
And it's gonna be like 20 something tonight. See you in the morning. We're going to a big breakfast in the morning, all of us.
Yeah.
How'd you sleep, old buddy?
I didn't.
You didn't sleep?
No, not much.
Too cold? Pain?
Yeah, a little bit of both. The mask or the thing quit on me in the middle sometime last night. That's right. That was a blessing. I got to take it off. But anyway, it's all good.
All them targets right there for auction today. Silent auction. Those are all the used T.B.G targets. Oh, you got the direction?
Yeah, I already got it in right here.
Morning. Good morning.
It's cold. It's 22 degrees.
Yeah. That's cold for down here in Georgia. We'll follow y'all.
What's the temperature?
that. Not at all. A little better. It's called cold shot, Ted. You know what that is, you can tell. Cold shot.
Yeah. Like first shot.
First shot, cold shot.
I think this is going to be a disaster. I think my finger's going to get in the end of the string.
There you go.
Nice shot. Drawing for the big Jimbo.
Yes, sir. All right, this year the traditional Bowhunters of Georgia decided that if you attended a group hunt, your name would be in a drawing for a big Jimbo. If you was at every hunt, you got 3 chances. So however many hunts you came to is the chances you got. We're gonna spin them up and I'll let Mr. Al Chapman pull it out. Round and round she goes.
I'm glad y'all got his eye covered.
Yeah, I was gonna.
All right, Mr. Al, pull out one name, please, sir.
Just in case y'all don't believe, trust me.
There you go.
Now get one. Look, drop it.
Poor guy. That was yours, Seth.
You got one?
You got one or
You got just one.
two? All right.
All right, here we go. Goes to Jamie Robinson.
Jamie Robinson.
We'll be getting in touch with you about your bow.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Al.
Jamie, you owe me.
Iron Key.
You're welcome.
Qualifying.
Got another shot?
That only ticket you got?
You want that arrow? Go grab that arrow. It's broke, it looks like.
Mmm.
You want that arrow?
A little bit.
You got another shot? That's it. Bought one. Who's next? Here we go. Show them how it's done. Map.
So you shoot the hole there, and then you qualify to win a target.
Oh, right above it. Get that arrow. Grab that other one if you don't mind, Clint, while you're down there. Take a look at her. You can
Next.
one of them through my bow.
Come on, Al.
Thanks, sir. I thought I saw something. Oh, wait, dang it. I didn't think it broke. Put it in, grip it upside down and go back in.
There you go. Boom.
Right there.
Got another ticket in your pocket?
There you go.
Usually all you do with wood arrow is knock the knock off the back when you hit it.
Yeah, tip it out.
I seen the knot.
Oh, whoa.
Mr. Warren, I got faith in you. Man, just a butt. There we go.
We got somebody in it. Go, Will. Hey!
Oh!
Got a competition now.
The Madison boys.
Oh,
Man.
That's close.
think that pig moved.
He wasn't far off. At least you didn't beat up an arrow.
Thicker. Gung ho bow.
Not the tip off.
Anybody got more tickets?
I do. Yeah.
Line it up.
Let's get this over with. I'm fixing to be delegated to a spectator.
I only got 5.
Spectator.
This is Mr. Will Cochran here.
You know what it takes.
Mr. Tony Ryder.
Really, you got them,
Mr. Tony Ryder up here. Drop tine bow. This is the guy who built that other bow I hunted with some this year.
Oh, just right above it.
Yes.
That sounds.
First up.
Hey, one's still in. Yep, two in. That's my favorite pocket knife in the whole wide world.
Go, James.
Hey, three in.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Back to 15.
We want to change the order. It's all right. It's just didn't even scratch it. Good footage right there.
Yeah.
Good effort, Will.
Good shooting,
You gonna
Will.
call it or you wanna buy back in?
Get your dollar, Will.
Buy-ins are $20 now.
You all miss, you keep.
Trent. Get him, boy.
Put her to bed right here, Trent.
Make Doug Dollar proud.
No pressure.
Yeah, no.
Dang, that was close.
We go again at 15.
Yep. Back again at 15.
What happened? I'm going to say, what happened when you run out of air?
There's got the most left.
It might just be a matter of who brought the most arrows, you know?
This is my max range anyway.
Elsa, he's got a dozen himself. I sure do.
Shoot it again, it'll be all right.
I might do it. Doesn't lose with it now.
Hey!
I don't know what it's going to do when I hit it. If I hit it.
Another error.
Need me to run get you one?
That's gonna work.
Shot, Will.
Way to go, Will.
What do you think it is?
Another tip.
Oh!
Flew better that way than
Does either one of y'all want to buy back in? Or y'all can see.
I'm good. I done beat up enough areas.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Good job, Will. Thank you.
All right, man. Good seeing you.
Well, we wrapping up here. Everybody's packed up. We got everything loaded. And we're about to hit the road. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Thanks for tagging along. Appreciate you watching, subscribing, and count your blessings.